Somebody pick an album.
We'll do Mushroomhead.
All right, we'll do Mushroomhead first.
Okay, how about we do Mushroomhead?
Okay, let's do Mushroomhead. So the first review this week is an album that I put in the bucket.
Yes.
It's the album 13 by the band Mushroomhead. One of my absolute favorite bands. These guys, I've seen them. This is the one band I've seen more times live than I've seen Slay.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are phenomenal. I absolutely love this band. This is their 4th studio album. It was released October 14th of 2003, and it reached number 40. It peaked at number 40 on the Billboard charts. Sold in excess of 400,000 copies in the United States. And in 2018, this album was ranked at number 20 of Revolver's list of 20 essential new metal albums.
Get the hell out.
Yes. I guess you can classify it new metal.
Yeah, but...
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get into the personnel on the record. The one cool thing about Mushroomhead is throughout their entire career they've had at least 2 lead singers.
And it
later on they actually had 3. On this album though, you have Jeffrey Nothing, who did the clean vocals, okay? And Jason Popson, who did the growling guttural vocals.
Right.
Okay. You have Jack Kilcoyne, Pig Venus on bass. Okay. Each of the guys used just stage names.
Yeah.
Pig Venus was the bass player on this album. You had 2 guitar players, Bronson and Gravy. 2 keyboard players and samplers, Schmatz and Stitch. And the mastermind behind Mushroomhead. Goddamn.
The drummer?
Yes, Skinny.
Did they have...
Steve Felton. That's it. I couldn't remember his name. Steve
Yes,
Felton.
he was a drummer.
Yep, Steve Felton is the... Skinny is the drummer.
I can't believe, because I was reading about Mushroomhead, and they say they normally play small venues. And
yes.
Like you said, that stage had to be a mess at Reverb.
Oh, yeah.
With all that fucking shit up there. Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I've seen them. I've seen them at Reverb. Got him. I've seen them at Reverb. I've seen them at Crocodile Rock. I've also seen them on Mayhem festivals.
Wow.
So, you know, these guys, they're very, very, it's an eccentric band. And a lot of people that don't know the history, they're just ripping off Mushroomhead, or ripping off Slipknot. Mushroomhead was a thing about 2 years before Slipknot.
Yeah, I saw they formed in, what, 93?
Yes. So Mushroomhead's been doing this for a long time, and they formed in Cleveland, Ohio, and it was a side project for all of these guys. And that's why the masks and the costumes came out. So nobody would know who they were from their other bands. Like Jeffrey Nothing, his band, under his name Jeffrey Hatrix. He had a band called Hatrix. And you know, all these guys had other bands, and they decided to get together and do this Mushroomhead thing, and it kind of took off. So let's get into this.
I do have to say, I have never listened to Mushroomhead before.
Yeah.
And like I texted you Friday, I had this thing on loop for like 3 or 4 go-rounds on Friday. This album I freaking loved.
This is actually the first tour that I saw them on. And this was the last tour that they did with this lineup, because Bronson left the band. The one guitar player had left the band after this tour and went back to school. And J-Man left the band because his father was in failing health. And that's when they got a guy by the name of Waylon Revis to come in. And Waylon sang on the next couple of albums, and then J-Man came back, and you had 3 singers. I'll send you links to some of the stuff with 3 singers. It's fucking awesome.
I can just check out the newer albums.
Check out The Righteous and the Butterfly.
Okay.
The album's called The Righteous and the Butterfly. You'll love it. Anyway, the first song, Kill Tomorrow. What do you guys got?
The way that they sang this with the two singers, it was like, one guy would sing like 2 lines, and then the next guy would sing the next 2 like in a, I think there was even like spoken word at one point in some of them, if this is the song I'm remembering. But the way that...
Not in Kill Tomorrow.
But the way those dual vocals just blended.
Yes.
It was absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And the drum in like the middle section, when he was just going on, oh my God, that was good. That was a good
song. I enjoyed this. I know you said that people criticize it for ripping off Slipknot, but I think I enjoyed them because they sounded like Slipknot, but I know it wasn't.
Yeah.
But they had that same
vibe,
the same energy.
Yes,
but with a lot more bass.
Yeah.
And I really, this song, as an opener, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Oh, it's a great way to start a record.
Yeah.
The opening line, we can if we want to lead you from behind you.
Yes.
And that's Jeffrey Nothing, right? And then J-Man comes out and hits you in the face.
Yep.
Time will take its toll, reevaluate, the leeches and the lepers start to salivate. Truth is impaired, you cannot moderate, judging escalates, you cannot tolerate. I think it's a song about addiction, is the way I always took it. And it's a great way to open a record. Super fucking strong song.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one, it's still in the set to this day.
Really?
Still in the set to this day. Even without Jeffrey Nothing, or actually I'll get to the lineup changes later on. So Kill Tomorrow, great way to open a record. Next we move on to Sun Doesn't Rise, which was actually used in the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack.
Saw that, and this is also the only one that I had a video for.
No.
No? On this album?
No, there's also there's a video out there for Eternal.
Oh.
There's a video out there for Becoming Cold.
Really?
Yes. And there's a video out there for Kill Tomorrow.
This is the song, like I said, I just have that, who's that main singer you said?
Jeffrey Nothing.
His fucking voice, it just incredible.
Yes.
His voice is incredible, and that's when I sent those 2 links. It reminded me of other bands that I was listening to back then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did I not ever fucking get into these guys?
Well, these guys kind of flew under the radar.
They really did. It was that Sun Doesn't Rise was. I love this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, as soon as like number 1 and 2, it was like, oh my God, I'm in for a hell of a ride. This is great.
Yes. See now, this the way I take this song, Sun Doesn't Rise, this is the beginning of Jeffrey Nothing questioning his faith.
Hmm.
And that'll come into play a little bit later. But this is like with the lyrics, that's kind of how I took it.
Oh, I'm reading it right now, yes.
And this is a super fucking, this is one of their more popular songs as well. This one is still in the set to this day.
Yeah, that chorus in here, oh my God, it's...
Sun doesn't rise at all, who knows how far I'll fall.
Yeah. And just the way he sings it. Mm-hmm.
Some kind of evidence, some kind of reason why I can't find a way to begin my life. Somewhere in this dying day, if I can only find a way to find all my past mistakes to begin my life.
One thing I love, when I can tell when I really get into a song, when I get fucking goosebumps.
Yeah.
And I got goosebumps during this song.
Nice. Next, we have a song called Mother Machine Gun. What do you got?
The piano intro.
Yes.
Holy shit, did not see that coming.
Stitch is a great fucking keyboard player.
And then, kaboom, it goes off.
This is another song that I think is about questioning faith, if you read the lyrics.
Yeah, this one I didn't care for too much. It seemed to... It changed up
yeah,
a little bit, and it was like a little bit too drastic in the album. It didn't feel like it fit, kind of.
Right.
You know? But like I said, all the things that I have are just that I didn't feel it fit the album as it was going forward.
Right.
But it's not like I thought they were terrible songs. I didn't think anything was overly terrible.
Right. You see, you know how I want to do the 1A, 1B of my favorites?
Mm-hmm.
This is 1A, 1B of my favorite Mushroomhead records. And it may even be a 1C in there. There's 13, and then there's Double X, and then there's The Righteous and the Butterfly, which are just all fantastic records. But yeah, this one here, it's a very abrupt change from the first two songs.
Yes.
And but still a good song. Still a very good song. Number 4, we have Nowhere to Go.
Oh.
This was my absolute favorite song on the entire album.
Beautiful song.
I absolutely love that. This is not just my favorite song on the album. This is probably a song that I'm just gonna always have as a favorite.
Yeah.
You know.
See, what's your impression?
I'm agreeing with him. Once again, those dual vocals like hit it out of the park, and where you had for the majority of the song, the first half of the song was all one tempo, and then in the middle, they do that. They speed up and do like an up tempo where it starts with like, if I could end this waking dream, escape through a scream. From there down to denial behind this painted face, and then it goes back to what it was in the beginning. That up tempo in the middle was like, holy shit.
See, I always took this is one of my favorite songs on the album too, but I always took this as kind of like a breakup song.
Yeah, it has that feel to it.
Yeah, and if you know anything about Mushroomhead, about about the guys in the band, this is at a time when Jeffrey Nothing was going through some substance issues, and I think J-Man might have been going through a bad breakup at the time. But at this time also was the start of Jeffrey Nothing's wife's health issues.
Oh.
She was diagnosed with cancer. Shortly after this album. Yeah. It was made public shortly after this album. But yeah, this is such a fucking great song. Next is another one of my favorites on this album. It's called Becoming Cold, 216.
I enjoyed this song.
This was one that I didn't enjoy as much as the rest of the album.
I would say that as well.
It's like another one. Just I don't know. I think it's like for what they were doing for most of the album, I enjoyed, and then they would like take it like one step further, and I just wasn't prepared for it.
Right. Which is the song, and you would know off the top of your head, that has the more guttural throughout the whole song?
Eternal.
Okay.
That's coming up. But this one here, never heard my name called for anyone at all, never in the right, the heart of every fault, time to write me off. This is, searching for meaning in your fucking life.
Yeah.
Becoming cold, how do we get here, what are we alive for? Give me a reason to murder my idols. Save your faith for the faithless, well, you need it most. There's need something to believe in, but nothing comes close.
Jeez.
Good shit. Like I said, beyond being like super talented guys, they write, and everything is credited as Mushroomhead. Mm-hmm. There's no individual writing credits.
Yeah.
These guys write some fucking killer lyrics. Next is another song that I absolutely love, One More Day.
And once again, the fucking piano in this one as well.
Yes. This features a girl named Devin Gorman doing the backing vocals. And this is a Jeffrey Nothing song. Mm-hmm. There's no J-Man in this. This one here is all Jeffrey Nothing and Devin Gorman, who has a beautiful, haunting voice.
Oh yeah.
Wishing you could fix your past, is kind of what this one.
I'm trying to remember, was this the one that was like more like a ballad?
Yeah, Cancel Compassion.
That's probably why it made the other side of the list, because that wasn't I didn't want a ballad.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, yeah, that's like just the way my brain.
I got you.
My brain's been a little bit nuts this week, so it's like I needed aggression.
Yeah, I got you. But this one here, like I said, this is cancel compassion, this our ignorance, life everlasting, much less eminent, daytime heals everything, one more day to regret. It's like waking up going, fuck, I wish I could fix that. Fuck, why did I do that? You know, and we've all been there.
Absolutely.
We've all been there. But this is a beautiful song. I got nothing bad to say about it. Next is The Dream Is Over. And this has a feature from Jens Kidman of Meshuggah on vocals.
Really?
This is J-Man and Jens Kidman.
Okay.
Yeah. This one here, another really good song.
Yep, back on the good side.
Yo,
enjoy, yes.
This is about, I take this one as being about recovering mentally from like a severely traumatic event. And, you know, this is, I can relate to this on so many levels.
Yeah.
Good shit. The War Inside. What do you got?
I didn't put this on the good side, but I think it's just because I didn't write as many notes as I should have on this one. I wrote notes at the very end, so I don't remember why exactly certain ones made the side, but I just wasn't feeling it at that time.
Right.
You know, for whatever reason.
See, this one, the notes I have on this one is this is kind of pushing through self-doubt.
And the thing, and like I said, I wrote down if something like hit me in the song. The drums in this song were absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Skinny is a great fucking drummer. I mean, all of the guys in this band are fantastic musicians.
Yeah.
Steve Felton, Skinny, fantastic drummer. And then now they have a guy that plays water drums live. Okay.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Roberto Diablo.
The hell are water drums?
Imagine two 26-inch kick drums with water on them, and he's just kind of like a percussionist type deal. And it's just a visual thing, the water's flying. But there's times when Skinny will come out from behind the kit, and Diablo goes back and plays the kit, and Skinny's out doing other things. So, I mean, they're a fucking wonderful visual band.
It sounds like some Blue Man Group shit there.
Oh, dude. Blue Man Group on fucking acid. Next is Almost Gone. What do you got?
Back to the good side. Loved it. Just I needed these songs.
Yeah.
More than I realized this week.
Well, this one I think, like the way I interpreted this one is this is a song I'm almost certain that Jeffrey Nothing wrote this, because like I said, he was going through alcoholism. He was in the stages of a pretty good fucking bout of alcoholism at the time, and I think that's what this one's
Whoa, well, the bourbon buries all the memories, anything to wash it all away.
That's right. Almost like I know the lyrics or something.
Fuck.
Next, we have Eternal. This is the one that you were talking about.
Yeah.
This is mostly
Yeah.
J-Man.
Yeah.
Wage my war eternal, save my soul eternal. Self-doubt, man. It's all about self-doubt.
Yeah.
And, you know, struggling with not really digging yourself. Which is something that I think everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
You know?
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But great song. Just
Yes.
yeah. I'm gonna spoil fucking the rest of this album. I love it. It's like,
Yeah. And next is Our Own Way, which is you know, another fucking song that is just badass with Devin Gorman on backing vocals again. She is like her voice gives you chills.
Yeah.
is she from any other projects or?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure she was with something. Now, when I saw them the last time at Reverb.
I can't believe you've been to that place more than once.
Oh, several times.
Jesus.
Several times. Well, actually, I got to look somewhere. I have pictures. I was in. This was the first Mushroomhead show I ever saw from outside of the pit. Because I was still in a sling. I was still recovering from shoulder surgery.
Oh boy!
So I have pictures somewhere upstairs of, and they exist online too, of me standing there with Waylon before the show. Super cool guy. I walked around. It was me and Carrazzo and my cousin Artie and his girlfriend. So I'm like, we're standing there in line, and I'm gonna walk around and see what I can see, because I knew where the buses parked.
Yes.
So I go out, and as I turn the corner, Waylon's walking out of the bar. He's walking out of Reverb.
Yeah.
And I've got my copy of The Righteous and the Butterfly, and I've got my mask, my Mushroomhead mask. And I, yo, dude, what's going on? He's like, I remember you from somewhere. I said, yeah, we played with you at Croc Rock. I was in a band called Nautilus. That's right, that's it. But anyway, so, like, Waylon sits there, takes a picture with me, takes my mask, he's like, give me that shit. Takes my mask and takes my fucking disc onto the bus and gets it signed.
By everybody.
By everybody.
Nice.
Brings it back out to me. So then, fast forward to showtime. We're sitting outside. You know how Reverb sounds.
Yeah.
We're sitting outside on the back deck where the locals are playing, right? And it's me and Mark, like I said, me and Mark and my cousin Artie and his girlfriend. So we're sitting at a table. Who comes up, sits down right next to me, but fucking Waylon Rivas.
No shit.
Sits down with a cheeseburger, starts shooting the shit, and sits there with us for about a half an hour.
Wow.
Just super fucking cool guys. I've met every member of that band at that time. I've met every member of that band except Skinny. He's the only member of Mushroomhead I have never fucking met.
And he's the one that's been in them the whole time.
It's his band.
Yeah.
It's his band. And there's a reason that Jeffrey Nothing and Waylon Rivas are no longer in the band.
I think you told that.
And it comes down to Skinny.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on. Our Own Way, song about living life on your own terms. And dude, take a fucking lesson from that. Take a lesson from that. Live your life your way. Don't let anybody tell you any different.
Yep.
As long as you ain't hurting nobody, don't fucking worry about it.
Yep.
The only person you gotta look at in the mirror every day is yourself.
That's right. Next, Destroy the World Around Me.
Oh, was it Around Me?
Yeah.
That was just Destroy the World.
Well, actually,
Still a good song.
Actually, it started as two songs.
Oh, okay.
It started as Destroy the World and the World Around Me.
Okay.
And then it became Destroy the World Around Me.
Huh.
Song about government control. And the U.S.'s fucking superiority complex. Which is a theme in Mushroomhead's music going forward.
Really?
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad we got it with that.
But
Government control and the superiority complex.
yeah.
I'm glad that's no longer a thing.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. But there's some shit on The Righteous and the Butterfly that goes into that even deeper. I'll show you a video when we're done here. You'll dig it. Next is Mushroomhead does great covers. Mushroomhead does great covers.
The instrumental though.
This was a cover?
If you listen past 13, yes.
Yeah, there was a
I don't even.
Are you talking about?
Crazy.
Yeah, okay, but I put them as two different things.
13 is just a weird instrumental.
13.
Yeah, and I was actually shocked to hear this.
13 was the very first song I think I've ever done. I put it right down the middle because I enjoyed the instrumental, but those pops and clicks with being like an album were irritating as shit. and then the baby stuff.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
when I heard the baby, I'm like, oh, where are they going with this?
What the? But then again, but everything beyond that, I loved. So it was like, and you know how I feel about instrumental shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, this was almost right down the middle. It's like, if you took the babies and the pops and clicks out of it, it would have been on the good side.
It's very it's fucking weird.
I don't know, sound men fucking about.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it goes into a cover of Crazy by Steel.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I'm listening to this song, and I'm like, this song sounds fucking familiar. And then the chorus kicks in, I'm like, it's a fucking cover. I didn't know when I was listening to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, they do. They do. And the song is self-explanatory. Sometimes you gotta do something fucking nuts, man.
What's funny is when I listened to Seal's song, I didn't listen to the lyrics as much as I did, with this one. But two men running around inside my head, one wants to shoot the other one.
Yep.
That's whoa.
We're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy.
That was great cover.
Well, you want to see these guys do a great cover from these guys? I've never been able to find it recorded, but I've found some like piss poor quality YouTube videos of it. When Doves Cry by Prince.
Come on.
Oh, wow, okay.
Jeffrey Nothing finds a way to make that fucking eerie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these guys, they are, like I said, they're one of my favorite bands. I'll be honest though, I kind of checked out after Waylon left the band. Because Waylon spilled the tea as to why he left the band. He put it out there to kind of stay ahead of the narrative. He left it out why he left the band. And it boils down to creative and money. Okay? It boiled down to creative and money. Mostly money. He was saying about, how much money they were making on merch on a tour. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in merch on these tours. And he's seeing pennies on it.
Oh.
He said that like he wasn't supporting his family with Mushroomhead. He wasn't supporting his family with Mushroomhead.
And that's a shame.
He was still having to work
when they
weren't on the road. He left literally on tour. He left the band on tour. But they were able to keep going because at this point they were working with 3 singers. Because J-Man had come back. So they were able to carry it off.
Yeah.
And they were touring with a band called Unsaid Fate. The lead singer of Unsaid Fate is a girl named Jackie LaPanza.
Okay.
Who happens to be Skinny's girlfriend.
Okay.
So they were doing One More Day live. And Jackie would come up and sing. So, and she was able to do some of the other stuff too.
Yeah.
But fast forward a little bit. But also when actually rewind a little bit. Bronson left the band to go back to school. Gravy was fired from the band. Gravy's name is Dave Felton.
Okay.
Do you remember what Skinny's name is? Steve Felton.
He fired his own brother.
Yes. Via email.
Oh, damn, cold one.
That's
a
dick move.
Yeah, he fired his own brother via email. Pig Venus left the band. Which, the guy that they have playing bass for him now, Dr. F, great fucking bass player. And they had a guy, Tommy Church, was playing guitar for him. Tommy Church is no longer with them. He's now in Waylon Revis's band, A Killer's Confession. And they have a new guy. Jeffrey Nothing left the band also.
Again.
Yeah, well, no, Nothing was the only he was the constant.
Oh.
Up until the latest record. He left before that. And once again came down to creative and cash.
Yeah.
And also, Nothing got saved. Jeffrey Nothing is a born-again Christian.
Oh, okay. What do you, so that is a play on words, nothing got saved.
No, he got
you.
He actually is a born-again Christian. And he has a band out there now called Nothing. And he's still doing some really, really, really great music.
Mm-hmm.
But, he just couldn't continue on with Mushroomhead. Now, thankfully, a few years down the road, some cooler heads have prevailed. And Waylon is back on speaking terms with the rest of the band. To the point where they, like every year, they do a blowout Halloween show. Look at the visual.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They do a blowout Halloween show at like the Machine Shop in Detroit or the Alarosa Villa, at some club near Cleveland or in Cleveland.
Right.
And this year they actually guest listed Waylon.
Oh.
So some fences have been mended.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Now whether Waylon would ever work with him again, I don't know. I will say this: the guy that they have singing for him now that took Jeffrey Nothing's place.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the first record because the dude's name is Steve Rockhorst, and I thought when I heard the album that Rockhorst is trying way too hard to channel Jeffrey Nothing.
Not using his own voice, trying to.
Right.
Yeah.
But that being said, this is a great fucking record. It's in my pantheon of the best of Mushroomhead.
No, it's,
Yeah, I gave it a 7.75.
7.75?
Yep.
Well, okay.
That quarter was for those pops and clicks.
I'm gonna give it. I'm actually gonna give it an 8.5.
I was gonna go 8.5 too. I've never listened to him before, and I know whenever we were leaving here last week, don't. I'm not gonna feel bad if you don't like it. I'm fucking listening to this. How can I ever think I'm not gonna like this shit?
Yeah.
Well, I do understand that they're not for everybody.
But I'll tell you what, another good thing about that none of the songs were actually too long.
No.
None of them overstayed their welcome, and it's like they went, even if you didn't care for it, it was over quickly.
Yeah. I mean, there's some stuff on previous records that I could play for you that you would probably dig. Songs like Solitaire Unraveling and Bwomp, shit like that. And it's Bwomp, BWOMP.
What's that about?
Yeah, fuck if I know. It's a good tune though. But Solitaire Unraveling is a great song. And then you go on to later stuff like Beautiful Scars for Ugly Children, The Righteous and the Butterfly. There's just some really, really cool stuff out there. If you're a fan of not really industrial, but kind of industrial nu metal, check out Mushroomhead. You might like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys dug it. I really am. So